if I hold on to it, I'm holding on to maybe the person I was, not the
Oh,
person I
that's good.
want to be.
I have a
Intention and a
whole
goal.
slew of them.
Put them out in the open. Hang it up in your living room.
I'd be crying.
Welcome, Woven Ones. This is Generations Woven, where the voices of three generations blend into one tapestry of truth, laughter, love, and life. Today, we're going to talk about what are you holding on to? And it doesn't just mean stuff, it means more than that, emotional, but we'll get into that. It's that email you keep meaning to answer but don't. The grudge you said you forgave, but you didn't. The dress that fits the woman you used to be, who you no longer are. The thoughts that loop on repeat at 3 a.m. Well, we want to give a big shout out to our friend Michelle, a 55 plus declutter, who recently asked us to come onto her podcast. And we were talking about clutter, which we all have, but in different ways. And the clutter that we carry, the mental, the physical, the emotional. And there's an ask in there. So I had a daughter at some point that was a minimalist. So is minimalism really the answer? Or is it something a little bit deeper? So today we're going to talk about clutter. So I'm going to start with you, Judy, because I know
Okay.
you really wanted to do this episode
No.
on clutter.
You mean just because my kids are wanting to put me on the hoarder show?
Well, I think one of the questions, Nerina, you had said was how many clothes sizes
Mm.
do you have in your closet?
Well, I have a good reason.
Okay,
I'm
tell
sure you
us how
do,
I
many.
have five sizes, whether I need them or not.
just in case.
What's your reasoning?
Well, my best friend and I had a consignment shop called Plus Size Boutique several years ago. And when we closed, we always offered them back to the ladies that had brought them in, and those that didn't want them, we could do what we wanted. So I have one bedroom downstairs that's racks all the way around, five sizes just in case.
For me, that sounds or equates to clutter. Clothing,
Well,
clothing clutter. Do you get
Yeah,
well,
something like
that's
or
that?
just one thing that I collect.
what about you, Nerina? How many sizes do you have in your closet?
No, just two.
Two.
Yeah. But you know what? I thought about this. I do have a couple of dresses that are older than 20 years. They still
Wow.
fit. They're
And you like
special.
them?
I like them and they still look good.
You wear
So,
them?
yeah, I
Oh,
do. I
well,
do.
I think that's what's important. I mean, I when I buy something new for clothes now, I only have so many hangers. I refuse to buy more hangers.
That's cute.
So I have to get rid of something.
I got about 300 extra if you need
Yeah,
any.
no, I don't want hangers.
Ouch.
But I only have one size now because I've been like revamping my whole closet and getting rid of
Good for
anything
you.
I'm not wearing because I just feel that if I hold on to it, I'm holding on to maybe the person I was, not the
Oh,
person I
that's good.
want to be. And that's why I'm letting go
Well,
of
did you
so
ever buy
much.
an outfit, a dress, or something as your goal to get into?
Oh, I've done that.
I did. When I was focusing on getting healthier, I actually bought outfits and I would hang them up in my like on the wall of my bedroom. So I had a workout outfit and the shorts were they were too tight. They did not fit me yet. But I hung them up with the shirt and I had to wait to wear it until I would try it on every so often and I'm like this still doesn't look good and I'd put it back up there, but
It's like an intention, right?
it was an
I have a
intention and a
whole
goal.
slew of them.
Well, you got to
Of
put them out in the
intentions.
Yeah,
open. Put them out in the open. Hang it up in your living room.
I'd be crying.
So let's go back to the clutter besides the clothes.
Okay.
So, say, God forbid this happens, but say there's a fire in your house and you only have two
Mm.
things you can get out before the fire consumes everything. What would you pick for those two things?
Well, I'm not, believe it or not, material things don't mean that much to me.
I can see that.
I'd grab my little dog, or
Yeah, but
Chase's little
we're not
dog
talking
that
about
won't go home.
animals, besides animals. Of course, we're getting all the animals out, all the people that we love, just
Well,
the
it'd be him
things.
and my butterfly fleece blanket.
So her one thing would
Okay.
just be the butterfly fleece blanket.
Yeah. Al's sister made it for me several years ago. I
Oh,
love it. I love
Mm,
it. It's double fleece, you know what I mean? I can get under that and I'm warm in 5 minutes. I mean, just toasty.
that's
yeah.
the one item you would pick.
Yep.
What about you, Tasha?
So my two items, one would be this 45-gallon tote.
What's in it?
um
Generations woven stuff for our podcast. No.
it's all of my like things from my childhood and my kids' childhood, like their first outfits
In a tote?
in a huge 45 gallon, like the big, it's like a huge gray tote. I'd
Okay.
get the whole tote. That counts as one item, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole tote. It's got, I just looked through it not that long ago because I was looking for something like sentimental things to put behind my desk
Mm.
in just like background. And it had all the plays I was in junior high and my actual script book, a bear that I got from a dance competition, a bunch of like awards and schoolwork, and then my kids' first outfits, my kids' their books of their baby books, the ones that I only filled out about 3 pages on each, but there's still something there. My daughter, I did a little bit more because she was the first. My son, I wrote a letter to him, and
Yeah,
that's
Chase
what's
thought
in
he was
there.
adopted because
Because he didn't
by
give
the
him
fifth
one.
one, there might have been one picture in there, but
You didn't
Poor
even.
Chase.
But that's, I mean, that's really like the
Yeah.
the one thing.
Just
Anything else
one?
is, yeah, because
It's so much.
it's the older memories, right? It's
Yeah.
those things that it's kind of nostalgic. You go look at it and you're like, oh, look at the Furby that I loved back when I was younger, like the nostalgic things. And yes, like I could lose those, but I feel like I would forget what's in there if I don't get to look at it every so many years. So that's the one thing I would be very sad about. Everything else I think is replaceable.
Mhm. So before we jump back in, we want to ask you something. Just a quick favor. Every month, over 7,000 people watch Generations Woven from everywhere, literally all over the world. But only 3% are actually subscribed. So if these conversations have helped you feel seen, encouraged, or connected somehow, we want to ask you a favor. Why don't you just hit that subscribe button? It is completely free and it's a way to support us. It helps us keep bringing on meaningful guests and reach more women who may need this community right now. Do it for a friend. Thank you. I don't know. For me, if somebody says, go get it, for me, it would be my passport. And I'm sure I can get a new one quickly, but my passport and my Bible, because it
Mm.
is a journal for me. I remember at some point in school, they told you, do not write in books. Yeah, I didn't listen. That book, man, besides the fact that it's a living
you
book,
didn't listen.
I don't listen. I
How
don't
long have you
listen.
had that Bible?
My younger sister Minette gave it to me. I'm probably 12, 14 years now. So I
An
remember when,
antique.
yeah. Well, when I went through a tough time, I slept with that Bible, like right here. So it's very special to me.
Yeah.
I actually took it a couple of years ago to get leathered on the outside, and you could pick two
Mm,
scriptures and gold, which is beautiful. So
that's
yeah,
neat.
but I think also why I don't have a lot of clutter, because I've moved so many times. I
Mm.
literally move like almost every 2 years, and I've moved countries quite a few
Can you
times.
imagine? I've been in my home 58 years.
58. Wow.
I mean, can you imagine?
No.
No.
And I really don't hang on to stuff. I have no problem. I know my one sister said to me, "You can't just give everything away, but if I have a dress and you look better in the dress than I do, guess who's going to get that dress? You are,
Mhm.
because you look better in the dress than I do." So I have a problem with that. But it's amazing the things that are not physical, like the clothes that we're hanging on to. It's more than that. Do
Mm.
either one of you ever do like a spring cleaning? We're in spring right now,
I've
or
thought about it.
You're cleaning, throwing things away in boxes,
And it's been
donate.
a long
But you
time.
donate?
Yeah, I've been actually doing good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that rack of closet, she's decreased it a lot. That's why she's got 300 hangers
Yeah,
Oh.
because
exactly.
she's been going through it and organizing it and having more space for the things she wants to have space for. I think that's what part of that physical clutter is, making room for the things that you really want and need.
Right.
And the mental clutter is a whole different thing, right?
Yes. Have you ever gone through a phase where you could claim yourself to be a minimalist?
Judy,
No.
no.
Yeah, why did I even
My mom,
ask?
neither.
That's a
You guys have,
foreign word.
Your mom has, I'm sure I would like to see how many bags and totes and things she has.
oh my
Oh my
goodness.
But she
gosh.
brings out, you get people that love the seasons as they're changing.
And everything is seasonal. Yes.
Exactly. And it's, you walk in there, it's like, oh, it looks like a store.
Yeah, her whole every season, it's like a
Thanksgiving, it's,
different
and
she
Christmas
and
and
where does
4th of
everything
July.
go?
Yeah, where does everything go?
The basement
Oh, the basement.
But
cycles
it's
out.
very orderly, neat,
Mhm.
you know,
Oh yeah, it's clean
clean.
clutter, right?
Yeah.
She
Ooh, is
knows.
that a word?
Yeah,
Clean
Clean clutter.
clutter?
because there is
Mm.
also dirty clutter. People
Eh,
like just have
stuff.
clutter of stuff, right? It's
Yeah.
stacked up, it's not organized, there's
Mm.
not a place. My mom's stuff all has a place. It has a home.
And a label.
And partially, yes.
Okay.
I
Um,
remember when we did our first test run on the
our
podcast,
first ever podcast recording.
At her mom's house in her mom's kitchen.
just redid the kitchen for our
Yeah.
Our
We moved
first
everything
one.
around. We're like, wait, what decor do we want? We just went room to room and found different decor and brought it in. Oh, so
but
much
she
has
was
changed.
gracious. She
She
didn't
was
say a
so
word. She just
gracious.
No,
let us do
no.
our thing. Yeah.
But I think what we want to talk about today is not that kind of clutter. It is what is cluttering your mind? What is
Mm,
cluttering your soul? Because what you're holding on to is not always about the object itself. Many times it's about something in the past and you don't want to let go of that. So you're holding on to it because a little piece of you might not be ready to let it
mm.
go yet. So I'm wondering, as we are decluttering, as we here in this side of the world in America are going into spring and summer soon, it is just lighter months. You can kind of get rid of all the jackets and the warm things, and you don't want all the boots. You don't even want to see the winter boots. You just want to put them aside. But maybe to go through a couple of ideas and thoughts and beliefs that you were holding on to this past year and look at them and think, does it still suit me? Is it still what I want to be? Is it still who I am?
Or am I
Just,
still letting it define some decision?
oh,
Because I think that sometimes, recently some things have come up where somebody brought something up that was said over 20 years ago. And I just thought, we got to let that go, right?
yeah.
We were all different people over 20 years ago. If I said something to you over 20 years ago and you're remembering that that impacted maybe how you did something or what you thought, then it's time. And I think that's where we hold on to something as a belief about a person
Mm,
and we let that define the person from our eyes.
oof.
And that's, I think, something that we need to let go of because that person might have said something to you 20 years ago and it's done now.
You know what? I just realized my whole life, when my folks were alive, Christmas, every holiday was big. I
Mm.
mean, we'd have 50, 60 people at our
Oh, it's a
house. I
lot.
mean, it was a big deal. And then when my folks passed away and my brother passed away, and, all of the extended family sort of went their own ways, you know what I mean? And even with my kids, I have one in, you know, an hour and a half away. I have one in Arizona, grandchild in California, but it was hard for me to let go. I'm just not capable anymore. When we get my immediate with the significant others or
Mm,
spouses and grandchildren, there's 38 of us.
it's a lot.
And that's a lot of people to get together. And I have a little house, you know. but it's too much.
Mm.
Even if we did it out at the farm, it's a lot of work. And so I've just had to let go and just treasure whatever we have
Mm,
in that holiday.
yes.
You know, Mother's Day, we got together with Tasha and Chase and her mom and her kids. And, it wasn't a big amount of people, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And we had a good time, and it was very special.
So clutter has a lot to do with letting go because the season is over.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Very interesting.
Just like, I mean, similar. We loved going to my grandpa's house for
Mm.
holidays. And there were a ton of us. We were piled in this little living room on top of each other, but we all kept going. And when my grandpa passed away, it was really hard for me
Mhm.
because we didn't have that Christmas Eve
Mm.
tradition anymore. And it was a tradition that I'd had since I was a child until I was 12. And so then it slowly dissipated
But doesn't
and
it clutter your mind with a, a, a missing, a grief over it?
mhm.
I
A
mean,
It's
loss.
changed. It's now, we hop around to different places and different
right.
people host it. And it's not the same, but you're right. It is kind of cluttering my mind of missing it. And we do talk about that sometimes in the family chat, like, oh,
Yeah.
I just miss that moment. But you're right. It's kind of a nostalgic and a
Mm.
memory, but I can see the point of the cluttering because if you're trying to replicate something and you're trying to make something a thing that isn't anymore, just like, we
Yeah,
unfortunately when you broke your hip, we didn't get to have Christmas
I
with your whole
know.
family. And I know that's one thing that it kind of changed the dynamic. You're used to having it, but then everyone's got their own lives and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to be happy when I get to see
But God
them.
love them. They brought the Christmas presents I bought, wrapping paper, tape, scissors, and at the rehab center, we sat and wrapped presents. Do you know what a gift that was to me?
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there away from home. I wasn't going to be home for Christmas. And yet everybody in there was, oh, that's so neat.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
But it,
So,
it shows you that sometimes you hold on to a tradition, a way
Mhm.
of doing that was perfect for the time.
Mhm.
But then things change and sometimes it happens. And maybe it's just time for a new tradition. And defining it as clutter is interesting, but it can clutter up the emotions and the feelings and the sadness. And
Yeah.
maybe it's good once in a while to go through those and say, like my mom always used to say, it was a season and the season is over now.
time to
So,
spring clean.
right, let's do some
Mhm.
mind spring cleaning and let's do a new tradition. I thrive on change and it,
Yeah.
it helps me to come to people that have ways that they do things. It's fun
Yeah.
because that is not very typical for me. But I think we do need once in a while to say, is this still what I want to do? Is this still
Mhm.
working for me? So this week, I want to ask you something. If you feel like you are just bugged down with clutter, whether it's in your mind, whether it's in your soul, whether it's your spirit, whether it is physical in your house and you cannot even make it up the stairs because there is so much stuff, because Amazon knows your address so well. I'm going to ask you something. If you have that drawer, that one drawer where everything goes in, where you don't have the time or the inclination to clean it out, a grudge, a loop in your head that just keeps on spinning and spinning. Maybe it is time to declutter. So, why don't you share it with us? We want to know what's going on in your life. We're shared what's going on in ours. So, why don't you just comment and share with us what was it? What was that thing that you feel that you're ready to let go? Until next time, God bless you.
There's an